Well, welcome to some Commodore 64 streaming. And this time I would like to show you a bit about Android2, which is a nice game that has also been brought out on the Spectrum by Vortex Software. But this is also something that is readily available for the Commodore 64. So let's select a joystick and select the instructions. It's a bit more colorful than the Spectrum version. So we do have a militoid assignment to destroy the 5 militoids in each of the following zone: the Maze of Death, the Paradox Zone, and the Flatlands. Yeah, the premise of the game is actually to destroy all the 5 militoids. Each militoid takes 4 hits, I believe, and you have to get back to the transporter port that you start out in within a certain amount of time. So yeah, tough as nails. Here you see an overview of what is happening within the game, the types of enemies that you encounter. So yeah, pretty cool looking game, I say. So this originated on the Spectrum, and the Commodore 64 port was a different version of that. So these are the keyboard functions, but I just will use a joystick. Spacebar, no instruction. I want to play the game. And hopefully I will be able to play the game. So there's a bit, a small delay. If you press a direction, your Android just doesn't respond directly. And that actually adds a bit to the difficulty of this game. And I find the Commodore 64 version a tad easier, as it is a bit easier to plan your moves without getting destroyed. What is good is that the movement of the enemies is actually very similar to let's destroy. Yeah, it's very similar. So I've destroyed the first militoid without losing all my lives. The Spectrum version is actually a lot more difficult. And I think I may end up showing you the Spectrum version because I think that shows how good of a system it actually is. I mean, it's one of the better Spectrum games. Whoops. Yeah, and moving around this, you really want to see, I want to look how the opponents are moving around. Whoops. And what amazed me back in the day is the fact that this is a fairly high resolution game. It's 320 by 200 because it uses the character mode graphics of the Commodore 64. And so as you can see, you can move around those critters, but it's fairly difficult. And you have to keep an eye on the sensor for, oh, that's a dead end. So you don't walk into landmines. Not sure if this is going anywhere. Oh look, I end up at the transporter bit. So Yeah, it's a shame you can't pan the screen around. And it pays to play this game more than just once, because you really get a feel of how the androids move about. And in this game you actually walk a bit faster than the androids, which is good. And this is a dead end, so but you can stay ahead of them or you can overtake them. So that's actually quite good. Okay, whoops. As you can see, the droids, the opponents, don't have any issues with the landmines. No, that's a dead end. This seems to be going somewhere. So yeah, a well-executed game that really shows us, whoops. Oh well, it really shows a sense of depth, and I like the way the graphics are displayed. So, want to take a look at the Spectrum version? Okay, let's go. Okay, back with the Spectrum version. As you can see, similar presentation. Joystick. The Spectrum is a bit better at the fast graphics than the character-based graphics than the Commodore 64 version is. And let's examine. Let's compare the instructions. Yes. So basically the exact same text. This looks less like the other one, but yeah, they have fewer characters in order to display the text. So, but it does the job. Yeah, the exact same gameplay. And J for comes in joystick interface, so no instructions. And let's see if I like it better at the Spectrum version. And I find this even more difficult. It's faster, and that's why it's a bit more difficult. It's faster, actually. Oh, I'm hoping it comes back. And another hit. I can only hit the militoid in the head. Oh, come on. Yes. So I got one without getting killed, so that's a big bonus. Oh, yeah, and then I step in the way of the androids and get killed anyway, so. Okay, so you walk around a bit faster. Let's take a look if I can find any androids lurking around in other places. Yeah, and the fun thing about this game is actually if you know how to play the Commodore 64 version, you know how to play the Spectrum version as well. Oh, yeah. And that actually can screw you up majorly. Oops. Because those blue ones, you can destroy the blue ones, but you can't destroy the red ones. And I just love the way it looks. And the way they use the graphics is actually very, very sensible, because they got rid of all the color clash by making the graphics just as large as a character. Oh, yeah. I'm doing the same mistake as I did last time, so... Yeah, I'm not sure if this actually was brought out on any other systems. May have to decide to go look for it. Ay. This is probably... No, it's not a dead end. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, okay, game over. Well, that's me playing Android. Android2. I like the game. It's fast, and I have yet to see a playthrough, or I have yet to complete a playthrough. Kudos to Costa Panayi. Created a great game, which is tough as nails. And oh, there must be an Amstrad CPC version. There must be. Let me see if I can get that one, because that probably is in between the Spectrum version and the Commodore 64 version. I mean, the Amstrad CPC has a better color palette than the Specky. It has more capability, so if it's not a lazy port, it could actually look the part. So yeah, let's go check it out if there's any other ports out there. Hi, we're back with the Amstrad CPC, and let's see what we have in the disk. Android run. Android2 basic. Vortex Software presents Android2. Read instructions. I'm not sure who designed this color scheme, but Chris Wood, man. Read instructions. So, they have been condensed as well. Joystick control, 6, play the game. So this plays a bit slower, but yeah, it really makes you wonder why they didn't stick to the Specky port, because the destructible robots, they're black-red, and the other ones are red as well, so it makes it harder to distinguish. It's like watching some CGA graphics. Not sure what to think about it. I mean, it plays the same, I guess. Okay, let's see if I can shoot one of the militoids. It does seem to come your way when you shoot at it. But you can only destroy the head. Yeah, come back to me, baby. Yep, I destroyed the first. Oh! And I immediately lose a life. So yeah, just as tough. And let me see if I can get any further. And like the I mean, this feels more like the Commodore 64 version actually. Whoops. But the color scheme, yeah, that's unforgivable. I mean, the Amstrad is capable of much more. It's capable of producing the graphics of the Commodore 64 and more. So, yeah, not sure why he chose this actually, but whoops. And I lost another life. Yeah, it's probably not gonna come this way, so I'm just gonna backtrack. Yeah, but the good thing is that he did put in the same movements of the militoids, so that's a good thing. Hey, there's a... Oh, and it's a dead end. So it's really tough navigating your way around, but yeah, I think the graphics really succeeded in this game. Whoops, and I lost another life. I want to live like an honest man, to get all I deserve and to do all I can, and to love a young woman who I don't understand. Oh man. At least tell me why! Yeah. Okay, best version? Graphically, I'd say the Commodore 64 version. Gameplay-wise, this actually does play quite nicely. The Commodore 64 version is a bit slow, but the Spectrum version is the original, so I'd go for the Commodore 64 version. I'm not sure how you would vote, but please tell me in the down below. Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon, I guess. Okay, now, so this is very cool, actually. I actually found another port of Android2, and it is a reprogrammed game by Mike Hawkins, and it was created for the Gameboy AX homebrew competition, and it works on a Gameboy Advance. So instructions. Well, this basically is the same as the other home boards. Oh wow, cool! Look, it scrolls. So this is more like the Commodore 64 version. Are there any things different? No. Shoot 3 times to kill. Oh, so it's a bit better, I think. Or it may actually be that the other ones also take 3 hits. I'm not sure, but game screen, side panel, same, a bit more colorful, and yeah, very simple control. So options, graphics mode. Oh wow, you can actually go for Spectrum, Mario, enhanced. I'm not sure. Let's go for the Spectrum-like graphics. So this basically works the same as the Spectrum version. Curious if he managed to. Yeah, they do seem to be in the same places. The Androids, they do walk a bit slower than the other version. But it makes it, I guess, a little more playable. Ah. Oh well. Oh, hold on. I want to get this one. Oh man, it's so I've been playing this game like I think it's just as difficult as the Spectrum version here, but yeah. So I can hide over here. Oh man, let's turn down the volume a bit. So yeah, it seems that the droids are pretty much in the same locations. Oops. Oh. Well, you also have an unofficial Android 2 Advance version on the Gameboy Advance. So yeah, well, this is all the ports that I know. If you know another port of this wonderful game, please let me know. And if not, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Mark signing off, and I'll be back later.